What's happening, everybody? Welcome back. This is Forgo, and I've been doing a lot of experimenting, spent quite a few hours playing with Rugal and using different card compositions as far as, trying to figure out what option cards are going to be the best as far as, when you're playing with the actual banner set that you actually get for Rugal, as I like to call it, the Rugal set. And I will say that quite a few of these option cards come really, really close in damage. I think it really depends on how many critical hits you're actually landing. But the number one card, guys, and unfortunately I don't have it, but definitely from all my buddies' videos and like from the people in the Discord and the people that's let me know, showing me their scores, definitely, I don't know why I went into that codex, we went on the card codex. Definitely the Lady Choi card is the big dog. This thing is crazy because it increased attack by 5%, decreased skill cooldown by 1.5 seconds. That's not really important for Rugal, especially at A5, but at A3 that would be very important because you're going to want to be able to spam through your skills a whole lot faster. And the EX fighter critical rate by 8%, this is the big thing, right? Rugal's damage skyrockets whenever you increase his critical rate and critical damage. This is very, very important for this character. The more critical rate and critical damage he has, the more damage he's actually going to do. And by the way, Jin is the same way. This is an insane card, and I would actually rank it number one for specifically Rugal. I can't say for other characters, but definitely from what I've seen, I would recommend it number one. Now, what is the number two card as far as, Rugal? Well, I mean, guys, it really depends on your run, in all honesty. From the testing that I've done, at least, with my experimentation and the way that I do my runs, this Blast card here is just godly for him because it also increased attack by 5%. It also decreases skill cooldown, right? Now, I know this only comes in the BS Rugal banner along with Orochi, but it is a godly card because it actually increases blast skill damage by 13%, increases attack by 13%. This is very, very nutty. You're going to proc this a lot with Rugal, and his third skill does do blast. It is a blast skill. So he benefits tremendously from this option card, right? I get the best scores, guys, with it, but I will say this. Against the Nightmare Geese, that's the best card, but against Rugal, Guild Raid Rugal, and I'll show you guys a run, I don't think it is. I don't think it's the best because I actually get more damage out of another card, which is actually the Zhang Fei card, right? Now, this is what's weird about all this. In the experimentation that I've done, this Zhang Fei card, because it increased critical rate by 4%, it's just really, really insane. Plus, it adds a lot of CP, but that critical rate's really where it's at. And it also does do cold damage, right? I'm sorry. It actually does do cold damage. 50% chance to kill chill, equal to 140% attack to target upon landing a critical hit. And because of the Rugal set that he has on him, he just gets a lot of critical rate. And he's going to proc this over and over and over. Now, against Omega Rugal Guild Raid, this is an insane card. I would rank it up there maybe in the top 3. I would say it's just nuts for him. But against Nightmare Geese, because Geese is actually weak to chill, depending on whether you're going to do a solo, which I'll show you guys a run, which is insane, or whether you're using a team composition, really would depend on how high you would actually rank this card. If you're ranking it against Omega Rugal, it is top tier. It is just godly. If you're ranking it against Nightmare Geese, if you're doing a solo, it's top tier. But if you're, at least in my opinion, but if you're doing a team composition run where you're actually using other characters to break the meter and you're not doing a solo with Rugal himself, then I find this card actually kind of limits him a little bit because he does so many critical hits, guys. He does do chill damage, and he actually breaks the meter too fast. It actually throws your rotation off if you're working with a team. Again, if you're using a solo, this is an insane card for him. It's just nuts. Now, the next card that I want to throw up here, guys, is this card right here. If I can find it, this card. This is an insane card for him because it actually gives critical rate by 4%. And by the way, notice that the Zhang Fei card and this card are free to play. And in the run that you guys are going to see against Omega Rugal, I used the Rugal set along with this Orochi card and the Zhang Fei card in order to get it done. And it was just nuts, right? But the critical rate by 4% and the critical damage is just crazy, crazy, crazy for Rugal. It is just nuts. And honestly, guys, I would rank it a top tier card as far as whether you're going against Nightmare Geese or whether you're going against Omega Rugal. But if you're doing a solo against Geese, then it's going to be a different story. Then you're going to want to use the Zhang Fei card along with the Shermie option card, right? The Shermie option card is really great because it actually does do chill damage, or not chill, shock damage whenever you land a critical hit. If I can ever find the damn card, here we go, right? So it does increase attack speed, that's nice, but deals shock, right, to the attacking enemy landing a critical hit, right? So if you have this card and the Zhang Fei card, you're going to apply the relevant dots for Nightmare Geese. And you guys, you can do insane solos because especially at A5, it's just nuts. Now at A3, A4, when you don't have the concentration unlocked, I think it might be a different story. It might be a different story, right? He does reset his skills from doing his default, so you could definitely do a solo. I mean, I've done solos without using these cards at all, but man, you'll just find you'll break that meter so fast applying Chalk and Chill. It's just nuts, guys. It really is just like for solos for Rugal, in my opinion, having this set here along with the Zhang Fei card and along with the Shermie Option card is just nuts. Oh, literally, you can face tank Nightmare Geese and just destroy him. It is crazy. Now, the next card that I would rank up here, you know, as far as, you know, the next level, I guess I would say, is probably the Kazumi card. Now, there isn't a lot of difference between using this card here because, I mean, it does give an attack by 4%, critical rate by 4%, critical damage by 50%. This is an OP card, especially for someone like Rugal. It's just crazy because of the critical rate, the increased attack, the critical damage. I mean, guys, I mean, really you could apply these same methods to Jin, by the way, as well, as far as, you know, these option cards. It's just an insane card. Like I said, when you increase Rugal's critical rate and critical damage, his damage skyrockets. I did find that, you know, I tried runs where I used the Cosmic card along with the Orochi card that I just looked at, and I did do more damage whenever I had the Orochi card with the Blast Skill card with Chrysalid on it, right? I did do a little bit more damage with that setup, but it's still an OP free-to-play setup if you're just using the Cosmic card along with the Orochi card in here, along with this card right here. It's OP. Now, some of you are probably wondering, wait a minute, what about the Rugal option card? Well, the Rugal option card, guys, I would put next in line. It is a great card for him. It does help his damage tremendously. This is a really great card, right? But the increased physical damage is nice for him. It really is. But like I said, guys, from the testing that I've done, increasing his critical rate and critical damage is really what bumps him up. It's really what makes him a lot stronger from the hours of testing that I've done with the character. You know, let me know down in the comments what you guys think, but it just doesn't seem to be as strong. It's a top 4 card. I'd probably put it in the top 4 as far as, you know, maybe the best option card that you could actually use, top 4, top 5, somewhere in there. It's a really good card, but it's just not as good or as good as even the free-to-play ones like the Orochi card or the Zhang Fei card. I just think those cards are actually better for Rugal specifically than his own personal Rugal option card. And then the last card that I would throw out as far as a really good card that you could use on him is a Tekken card, which is this one right here, which increases active skill damage. Again, guys, if you're bumping up your critical rate. Now, for Jin, this might be a different story because this would actually be good, but this video is really dedicated to the best option cards for Rugal. It's really dedicated for him, but I think this card would actually probably be better on Jin than using a critical rate card, to be perfectly honest, because he actually gets an increased attack by 20% when tagging in. But if you're doing solos, then this would be pretty much irrelevant. So then maybe the critical rate would actually be better. But that's pretty much how I would rank the option cards as far as what I would put on Rugal. Now, the run that you guys are going to see with against Omega Rugal, I am going to be using, and I mentioned this earlier, but I just want to be clear, is I was using the Zhang Fei card, and I was using the Orochi option card. This is the setup that I use to do the score that you guys are going to see against Omega Rugal. Okay, now against Nightmare Geese, just for the reasons I mentioned earlier about Zhang Fei applying chill, I wasn't using this card because it was really throwing off my rotations big time. The run that you guys are going to see, I use this Orochi card along with the Blast Skill card that has Chrysalid on it. If I can ever find that card, it's somewhere in here. This card right here. This is the setup that I use for the team composition against Nightmare Geese in the run that you guys are going to see in a little bit. And then as far as the solo, as I said earlier, we want to get rid of both these cards and we want to apply the Shermie option card. We want to put this card on him and we want to put the Zhang Fei card on him. And this is the setup that I use to do the solo that you guys are going to see. And like I said, guys, as far as all these option cards that I've used, these were the best results that I got as far as the compositions to use against Omega Rugal and against Nightmare Geese. Again, guys, if I would have that Lady Choi card, I really do think that damn thing would be #1 for this guy because it just increases critical rate by 8%. That really helps him trigger more critical hits, therefore dealing a whole lot more damage. And now he is level 60, guys. So I'm gonna leave you guys with all those runs. Let me know what you think the best option cards are for Rugal. And I do stream on Twitch at 9 p.m. GW7 time. The link is in the description below. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one. See you, everybody.
Ready. Go. Ready, go.